North Korea yesterday sent an intercontinental ballistic missile crashing into the Sea of Japan, with U.S. officials warning the weapon was powerful enough to have reached Washington, D.C. The hermit state appears to be moving ever closer to launching an allout attack on Kim Jong-un's Western rivals, setting alarm bells ringing in Seoul, Tokyo, and Washington. One nuclear expert has now revealed what would happen if Kim Jong-un launches an attack on the U.S. or any of its allies. Dr. Bruce Blair, a former US Airforce officer at a nuclear war launch site, said, "In the event of an attack, Donald Trump would immediately be whisked to a secret location." Dr. Blair, who went on to found anti-nuclear war pressure group Global Zero, said the U.S. would have just minutes to act if North Korea launches a missile aimed at the mainland or its allies. GETTYNorth Korea crisis. Donald Trump's emergency response plan has been revealed. Monday, November 27, 2017. Taking pictures in the DMZ is easy, but if you come too close to the soldiers, they stop you, he said. If North Korea launches a missile aimed at U.S. or Allied territory, the fiery hot plume of the booster would be detected within 1 minute by U.S. satellites equipped with heat detectors. Within a few minutes, 2 key ground radar sites in Alaska would detect and analyze the missile path, providing further cueing information to the missile defense units, which would begin to prepare to launch their interceptors. If the missile was found to be soaring towards America or an ally, Mr. Trump would be rushed by helicopter to a location outside Washington, D.C. U.S. missiles would also be sent to intercept the hostile rocket, aiming to destroy it in mid-flight. After being evacuated from the White House, Mr. Trump would then board a so-called doomsday plane, which would take him to a military center far from the capital. This aircraft is equipped with all the launch codes and the communications gear needed to send urgent messages to submarines, missile crews and bomber squads, Dr. Blair said. From there, or from an unspecified military base in America's Midwest, Mr. Trump would need to decide whether a retaliation strike should be ordered. Dr. Blair said, if it threatens North America, the protocol for nuclear and non-nuclear retaliation would continue, and a presidential decision on retaliation rendered within a few additional minutes. Getty. Donald Trump's saber-rattling threats to Pyongyang have done nothing to halt the missile program. Prior to the decision, the entire U.S. military would be alerted and their readiness raised 2 notches to a level known as Defense Condition 2, U.S. forces would begin their preparations for retaliation and wait for the launch order. If the North Korea missile attack was successful, emergency responders would rush to the scene. Read more. Will North Korea launch another missile test? Reuters. South Korea launched its own missile in response to yesterday's event, Dr. Blair said, assuming a singular small nuclear missile strike. The civil defense effort would resemble a cross between Hurricane Katrina and Japan's Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster. First responders would be on the front lines. Nuclear radiation and contamination would greatly complicate the rescue and recovery effort, and in all likelihood would overwhelm the few hospital units equipped to handle radiation sickness. Yesterday's North Korea missile launch has sparked furious response from across the globe, as well as a series of South Korean missile launches in response. Japan, Washington and Seoul have all held meetings regarding the launch. Will ended a lull of more than 70 days without a North Korean missile launch.